Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, tonight, I got to talk about this one bold prediction for 2035, which isn't too far off. If you think about it, that's only 13 years, really 12 years. And how this one Ex-Hedge fund manager thinks that Bitcoin could go to $12.5 million by 2035. So let's explain, or let's take a look at what he is smoking. And let's look at what else is going on in the world of crypto. So let's get started. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com and make sure you follow my other channels as well. I just posted another video on the I Am George channel, so make sure you guys go watch it. Link is in the description. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what? Today, not bad. Not bad. This morning, I said things were looking good. The Dow started out in the green, and then by the time I ended my stream, it was kind of even, and then look at it. It eventually ended up at plus 500, 550. So today was a pretty good day. And tomorrow's looking like flat, but why was today looking good? I guess people reacted to Bank of England and their efforts to try to stop their bonds from getting, or their gilts from getting out of control, and the currency getting out of control. So I guess that was the good reason why things turned up, but nevertheless, it did. It's a good day. Crypto followed, right? In the U.S., the treasury yields dip a little bit. That's good because whenever treasury yield is really high, that means there's a lot of fear. DXY also dipped a little bit. That's what we want to see. It was 114, almost 115 this morning. So it did dip down a little bit, but we're still very high. We got to see this head down even more, okay? But, you know, we got a little reversal, right? So that's good. But let me show you this. And I've been saying this for a couple weeks now, and I don't think people really buy it, but this actually proves it. Messari actually looked at the euro and the British pound, right? And looking at the volume of buys, and you could see for both, they have skyrocketed. Why is that? Because the euro and the pound are both devaluing tremendously right now. So you have a couple options. You can trade for USD. You could buy some kind of US Treasury note or bond, right? You could also convert to cash itself, which could be hard. You could convert to a stable coin, let's say, or you can buy Bitcoin and look at the volume of both skyrocketing, right? That's what we want to see. Not only are people trying to protect their wealth, but also people are just starting to realize how bad things are and how bad their central bank and government failed them. And more and more people are turning to Bitcoin, right? So this actually proves what I've been saying. But we got one guy that's even more bullish than me, and some may say that that's impossible. But I saw this headline, and I got to look at it and talk about it. So Altcoin Daily interviewed ex-hedge fund manager Robert Breedlove, and he is now the CEO and founder of the crypto investment firm Parallax Digital. Okay, and he goes on and says that basically because of how financial systems work, because they're basically giant Ponzi schemes, unsustainable, he believes that the US dollar will basically hyperinflate to zero. Basically, we're going to have a crash where the USD essentially goes to zero or close to it by 2035. And he says, yes, even though DXY is very high right now, even though the dollar is strong, he does believe everything that the Fed and the Treasury and everything else that's going on in the US, right, and around the world is just unsustainable, and basically it's going to crash. So his prediction is that basically, Bitcoin will head to $1 million. Okay. But because in 2035, inflation will be so bad, about 12x worse than it is now. That is why he's coming up with that $12.5 million prediction for Bitcoin by 2035. But he says it will be equivalent of Bitcoin being at $1 million today. So that's how he sees it. So he's not just throwing some wild number out there. Well, he kind of is, but he's trying to justify it because inflation and hyperinflation and basically everything will be much higher. Like, for example, $5 for a loaf of bread will be $60 by then, right? So that's how he's justifying it. So basically he's saying Bitcoin will hit to $1 million, okay? And I don't think that's unreasonable. I do think Bitcoin can hit $1 million. It has to hit about 700,000 to just equal the market cap of gold. So think about it. And if Bitcoin could hit 700,000, well, then it could hit $1 million, right? As for hyperinflation of the dollar, well, I can't disagree at this point. 2035 is pretty soon, though. That's only like 12, 13 years. But the way the U.S. government just continues to print and print and print and give tax breaks and do all these things that we're seeing right now, forgiveness programs, student loans, all these things that cost a lot of money. And the money has to come from somewhere. If the government doesn't get enough by selling bonds or from taxes, they have to print more and then print more and then print more, right? That's why our deficit is over $30 trillion and continues to grow. So, can it happen? Let's just say off chance it could. I do think 1 million by 2035 may be a little ambitious, maybe a little too quick, but if you think about it, how many cycles is that? 2024 is our next one, so that's one. And then, how many halving events? 2024, then we have 2028, so that's two, right? And then you have 2032, that's three. And then 32 plus 4, 36. So we're almost talking about 4 cycles from here. So even if you don't take into effect there's hyperinflation, just the halving events itself will decrease the inflation rate of Bitcoin from where it is now to basically 0.2. So by then, as the world is really jumping onto Bitcoin with basically no supply being released, that itself could do it. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not that far off. I'm looking forward to it. But one day at a time. One day at a time. All right. Besides this big bold prediction, of course, there's other good things that's happening right now. I did mention Fidelity. They have a fund that just bought $60 million worth of Bitcoin. This fund will be tracking Bitcoin's price. But the reason why they're able to offer this is because there's just so much demand. A lot of institutional investors want a fund like this, okay? So that's pretty awesome. And Fidelity is an absolute beast when it comes to asset managers. They're one of the top asset managers with trillions of assets on hand, and they're very bullish about Bitcoin and crypto overall. So that's really, really good. Also, El Salvador, even though a lot of people think President Bukele and El Salvador really regrets getting into Bitcoin, on the contrary, they are still pushing forward. They're actually going to host a conference called Adopting Bitcoin, and they're going to basically share their playbook just like Michael Saylor has, right? But they're doing it from a country perspective to other prospecting nations that are thinking about adopting Bitcoin because their own currency either has collapsed or they're using some kind of other countries' currencies that they don't like. Right? There's still a lot of developing countries out there that have very bad hyperinflation, or they're dependent on some other currency that is also hyperinflating. You know, there's a lot of situations out there. So this is also very, very positive. All right. Besides these things, of course, we still have a lot of metrics and charts like this that's showing that Bitcoin is very, very similar. very similar to previous bottoms, right? And after those bottoms, we have tremendous upsides. So that is what's looking like right now. We are hitting or have hit that bottom, and our upside is coming next. We will see if that's true, but Bitcoin definitely is oversold. It looks very similar to previous times. All right, so that's everything about Bitcoin, right? But we do have several other big news today. The biggest, I think, is coming from Chainlink and their smart con. A lot of people really love Chainlink and wants to know what's going on, and they announced some big things. First of all, they announced Scale with sustainable Chainlink access for layer 1 and layer 2 enablement. Basically, this is a way for Chainlink to get other chains to come on board and utilize it for free. So they don't actually have to pay anything to utilize the Oracle network from Chainlink. Really, it's kind of like a test before you buy program, kind of like that. Before you actually enable Chainlink, you get to use it fully, see how it is, and then you know, you could turn it up and then actually pay the fees. But I think it's a great system. It's a great system, and because of it, there's several other L1s that will be participating. Avalanche, absolutely huge. Metis, Moonbeam, Moonriver, right? So these are big chains that's coming aboard, and Chainlink already works with a dozen other chains out there. So this is pretty good. Also, they will be announcing staking. Well, actually, they announced it, but it will be coming in December. So a lot of people have been waiting for Chainlink staking. You know, it's a whole bunch of people has Link. They don't know what to do with it, but staking will lock in a lot of those floating links out there, and could be also quite tremendous for Chainlink. So these are big stuff that has come out. I haven't heard more about the CCIP, which is their kind of bridging. I'm sure more of that will be released, but these two things are pretty big for Chainlink. So good for Chainlink. Also, for Polkadot, several things about Polkadot recently. I covered yesterday how they were trying to scale their network, so their next code upgrade could give them 10x the boost. But right now, in terms of just development, they actually have more repos than any other chains out there. So they're basically just measuring development activity. So actually, Polkadot and Kusama are both above Cardano. So that's pretty impressive. And there's several other things that's coming. I mentioned about their scaling, right? But yeah, there's a whole lot of metrics in here that shows that Polkadot is doing just fine. And the number of addresses continue to go up. As you can see here, just linear upwards movement. So good things are happening to Polkadot as well. Also, as for Cardano, for you Cardano fans, Charles Hoskinson anticipates there will be a flood of money coming in by 2024. And 2024 is when the next halving event is going to occur, and probably when the market really rallies up. But yeah, Charles is saying, well, get ready. You're going to have tons of VC money come in because Cardano will be in a very good spot, right? And everyone wants to invest in Cardano. We will see if it's true. But if the entire market is going to be roaring in 2024, there's no doubt that there will be a lot of money coming into Cardano. That's for sure. And speaking of money, Pantera, which is one of the biggest VC firms out there, investment firms, I should say, is looking to raise another $1.25 billion for another fund. And what are they going to do with that fund? Invest in more projects. So there are some big boys out there that are definitely not giving up right now. They're trying to raise as much money as they can to get in while things are low and cheap, right? Just like DCing, that's what you want to do. And then lastly, Circle is also trying to push their USDC right now because USDT is still the leader. USDC isn't far off, but they will be issuing USDC with several other chains like Arbitrum, Near, Optimism, and Polkadot. And even Cosmos, too. Coming to Cosmos would be absolutely huge. I really like Cosmos. I also like Polkadot. I just mentioned Polkadot. But Near is up and coming. And then you have a couple layer 2s like Arbitrum and Optimism. So these are good stuff. USDC coming to them will bring a lot of liquidity, that's for sure. So good stuff. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. And Bitcoin is at 19.4, 19.5. Obviously much better than the 18s. We're not at 20 yet, but hopefully we can get there again. Recently, we've been hitting 20 several times. Can't hold. We need to find that support at 20. But the overall market cap is up slightly today, so that's pretty positive. We'll take it. We'll take it. All right, guys. Let's do some Q&A. Oh, today is DCA day. Ooh, I haven't thought about it. So I did bring it up here. Stan is saying, since today is DCA day, you haven't DCA in Cadena in a long time. Here's $10 toward DCA in Cadena. So I did bring it up already. So it's the same percentage as last week. So the good news is it hasn't gone down more. The bad news is it hasn't gone up either. So we're kind of stuck at the same point. But like I've said, keep going, keep going, keep going. Where's Cadena? I have, in this portfolio, I have about $59 for the Cadena. I mean, it's not a bad target. Yeah, I could put some money into Cadena. Where's Polkadot? As I got done talking about Polkadot, EOS, near XRP. Man, I forgot I put XRP in here. What else? Flow. I like Flow. I like Gala a lot. Doge. Do I have... I actually don't... Oh, I do have a little bit of sheep. Very, very little sheep. Yeah, I could put some into Cadena. I think Cadena... what other L1s? Chainlink. Just got done talking about Chainlink. You know what? Yeah, let's just do that. I think that's a good move. Chainlink has a lot of stuff. They haven't moved in a long time, so I'm just gonna put $50 into each. I like Chainlink, even though it's not a layer 1. It's okay. It's so necessary that it's hard to believe how necessary it is. All right, so that is, and I'll put $50 in Cadena too. $50. 0.392. 35.91. All right, there you go. So today, $50, half in Cadena, half in Chainlink. Okay. That's this week. We'll see what this next week brings. Let's see here. Let's see if I missed anything. Russians cut the overseas internet cable. Is that what's happening? Do Europeans not have internet right now? Any of you guys tuned in from Europe? I guess Europe would be asleep right now. Let's see here. A lot of people like Quant. Quant has been doing good. And I told you guys about Quant. I've been neutral on them for quite some time. I still need to do more research on why they're hot recently. Is it still B2B stuff? Or is it more B2C stuff? So I need to get my head wrapped around that ASAP. Brad Lemon says, I got wrecked on Polkadot. I bought it back when it was very high. A lot of people did, right? So the best way to get back at it is just DCA and bring the cost average down. So when it comes back up, you're in the green. Scooby-Doo. I used to. Basketball is my favorite sport, but it's not like I was playing a whole lot. I mean, I've been having knee problems for quite some time. So I still like it just to shoot around and get some exercise in. Hopefully you guys caught that other video. I hope you guys enjoy it because I'm getting very excited. Tomorrow digging starts and I'm almost doing some recording. Let's see. What else is there? Do you like VV? I do. And I don't. I didn't like the fact that you couldn't cash out before. I know they fixed that. They had some kind of hack with expired credit cards. But overall, long term, they're going to do just fine because they own a ton of copyrights and are, IPs, intellectual property. That's going to be huge in the future. Bear markets for stacking sats. That is exactly right. Let's see here. Hi from Rochester, New York. Brian, welcome. It's pretty late for you. HP Group, I appreciate your thoughts on Avalanche price action in future. I like Avalanche future. Don't worry about price action. Concentrate on whether or not you believe in a project. If you're holding on a coin and you don't know if you should DCA, go do some research and see if you believe in their future. If you think they still have a future and they're still developing and they're not giving up, then you should continue to hold on DCA. And I feel that way about Avalanche. Someone says, Jason Diaz says, I have 900 Solanas. That's, how much is that? $30,000 Solana? Congratulations. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's 1.5 Bitcoins right there. Congratulations. John, appreciate the laughter. What do you want to know about Cardano? Cardano is Cardano. There's really nothing else to say about it. Vaso came and went. Nothing really happened. They're still trying to grow their ecosystem. They're going to work on governance soon. And Charles says that a ton of VC money will come in 2024. So that's all good. That all sounds good. I still can't believe about Charles's age, but it's okay. It's okay. Different people age differently, so can't expect everyone to look the same. Do you advise start DCAing on BTC at 19K? Well, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not advising you of anything, but if you were thinking about buying Bitcoin, buying at 19K seems a hell of a lot better than buying it at 69K or 50K or 40K or 30K, right? So I think this is a pretty good DCA target right now. Can we go lower? Sure. But we are definitely much closer to bottom than we are to top. I am drinking 312. And he says, good morning. Where are you? Australia? I saw the new EV Mustang, the Mach-E. Interior looks pretty cheap. It's not that bad. Tesla Model Y's interior is much cheaper than the Mach-E. A lot of EV cars, even though they're priced very high, they're not constructed like a luxury car. Oh, I forgot to switch cameras. I just realized. I've been looking at the wrong camera the whole time. It's okay. You guys got my side view. More and more people are tuning in. I guess people are done with their night activity, so they are tuning in rapidly right now. Which is my good side? I don't know. This is my good side. I don't have a good side because all my sides are good. In fact, so good that I can't get approved for OnlyFans because they know it would be cheating if I got an account. Can you talk about XRP for a sec? Only buy or sell? I don't know. Are you XRP army? Are you part of the army? Are you part of the movement? I'm gonna start calling XRP. One of my team members said you should call XRP the people's currency. So I'm gonna start referring to XRP as the people's currency. All right, just so you guys know. I'm gonna start interviewing people and asking them if they like the people's currency. Do I like eating samples at Costco? No. But I do like their pizza. For whatever reason, they always look great and always makes me want to get it. And then after I start eating it, I'm like, it's kind of bland. But it's cheap, so you can't argue. And their hot dogs are pretty good too. After you get used to like $1.50 hot dog and drink at Costco, you get like a $4 or $5 hot dog anywhere else that's like twice as small. You're like, everywhere is a ripoff except Costco, right? It like spoils you. Watching inside a hurricane in Orlando. Yeah, Hurricane Ian looks crazy. Those of you guys in Florida, hopefully you're hanging in there. This is one of the reasons why I don't want to live in Florida. I don't want to deal with hurricanes like that. It's nuts. Like it's a hurricane plus tornado, and you see things flying around, trees like bending over 45 degrees. It's really nuts. Really nuts. Nuts to butts is what I like to say. How many times do you wash your car a month? 0. I try to keep my cars clean, so I don't wash them often. Synthetic Costco hot dogs pegged to 150 for life? Yes, it is a stable coin if you think about it. All hot dogs and pizza, everything is a stable coin, really. A stable food, I guess, from Costco. One Lego channel. I actually do have a Lego channel. I just gave up on it because I can't keep up with it. Do a review of your excavator. Unfortunately, I cannot. I cannot. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Hey, Bitcoin is coming up a little bit more. That's good. Man, we need to stop getting faked out like this. You know, these kind of fake outs do not help. So we need to gain some momentum. Right now, it's just really hard. You guys know I've been so depressed about the DXY and about the macro conditions and everything that's going on in Europe. You know, these are hard things to overcome. But one thing I know is I'm not giving up on Bitcoin. It will get through this. You just got to be patient. And maybe one day, Bitcoin will be $12.5 million each. At least according to Robert Breedlove. The Hopium is on full blast today. I know what I'm gonna say. If I start my OnlyFans, my title or quote will be Nuts to butts. I had a friend in high school that used to say that. I guess it's I don't know where it came from. I don't know if it's a military thing or what. But that always got me. All right, guys. I'll let you go. Overall, like I said, we got one Ex-Hedge fund manager that is even more bullish than me, and he explains why he thinks Bitcoin could go to $12.5 million by 2035. Can it happen? Well, if inflation gets as bad as he says, and the US dollar hyperinflates to zero, possibly. But I'll settle for $1 million each. That'd be good enough. All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. And make sure you check out my other channels, Driver Only, and I Am George. Some good videos on there. So don't miss those as well. All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.